Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
Hello everyone.
Hi, how
Hi.
are you?
Hi, how are
Prathamesh.
you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are
Fabulous.
you?
Great to see all of you. And what a film, what a name. And going by the title, I don't want to waste time. I straight want to dive straight in.
We are
Nice.
ready.
Go ahead.
And the trailer and the music and the whole texture of the film. And there's a healthy balance of infidelity as well as intimacy. So let me ask by the tough one, how difficult or how easy was it to get everybody on the same page as far as intimacy goes? Can we start with Shakun, please?
Yeah, of course. I think once you watch the film, you realize that intimacy isn't the biggest thing about the film. It's the characters, it's the story, it's how they interact. We never discussed that as a big thing. It was part of the story, part of some of the scenes, and we discussed character stories, and everyone here knew that we were going to explore it, but we're going to explore it in the most safest way, secure way, make sure that we spoke about, the vulnerabilities, the boundaries, and that's it. But, as I said, it's when you watch the film, and I hope you feel the same way, that's a very small part of a very big story.
Ananya and Daria?
No,
Well,
no, even as actors, I think we felt extremely comfortable because we knew that it wasn't being done for sensational purposes. We kind of realized that this is kind of a way for the movie to move forward. It's a part of the story, in that sense. And even the way that we've shot it, or even while we were shooting it, it just felt extremely real and coming from an honest place. I don't think it was ever done to add that shock value to the film.
They are
yeah, it was
completely different motive for this film apart from Uri or 83. So preparing for this one, uh,
yeah, again, different from the other films. But the process is pretty much the same, really. You start with the script, you have discussions with your director, with your writers, and then you collaborate. Then you bring, you have your ideas, the director has his vision, and then have discussions, you meet your co-actors, you go through workshops, and it's pretty much the same. And again, uh, there are experiences which probably my character has and I haven't experienced that, and that's where an actor's job is,
true.
to make you feel. If I can dive into my emotional and experience bank, I would borrow some experience from there. Otherwise, I just use my imagination, and a lot happens, and a lot is you explore a lot and you find a lot just on the set with your co-actors on the day when you're filming it. And fortunately, I was surrounded by some talented people.
Ananya, I still remember our conversation during Pati Patni Aur Wo, and you categorically mentioned in that interview that infidelity is a complete no-no for you. Trust is something that you bank upon when it comes to getting into relationship, nurturing it, and evolving it through it. What is your stand when you do film like Gehraiyaan?
No, I mean, I don't think my personal stand really has to kind of reflect on uh, what character I'm playing, in the film. In reality, Ananya as the person, I still believe if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't accept infidelity. And for me, trust is one of the biggest pillars of a relationship. But I feel like after doing a film like this, you learn to stop being so judgmental about situations and relationships you might not know anything about, and I'm saying this right now as a 23-year-old, and I might have said that as a 21-year-old, but later on in life, circumstances change and people change and relationships change. So this is what my stand is right now, but I don't know how I'll feel differently.
But did you draw anything from your personal stand to be able to portray the character that you're portraying in Gehraiyaan?
Definitely, I feel like I can't say that I've gone through exactly what Tia has gone through in that sense, but there were definitely facets of her personality that are similar to mine, and there are a lot of emotions that she goes through that I have also felt, but maybe not in the same context. So there was a lot of myself that I could draw to play Tia.
Shakun, when going back to your previous film and now coming into this one, do you feel there's a sort of burden, or do you feel the need to excel? What is it like, or is it a mixed bag? Because the last one received fabulous response. This one is looking promising. So does that kind of add burden on your creative shoulders, so to speak?
I wouldn't call it burden. Definitely adds this excitement and responsibility, which is a good thing. You know, I think it's a better thing to feel that than to feel like you're just part of the same, run of the mill assembly line production. I
Absolutely.
don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to think, I want to evolve, I want to learn, I want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and taking that responsibility and that burden, if you want to call, I don't look at it as burden. I look at it as something that gives you more confidence. Burden is something that weighs on you. In fact, when you do something and people react well to it,
You feel motivated.
yeah, exactly. It's only better.
And it was amply evident in Kapoor and Sons, your hold on human relationships, the subtleties of it. How do you portray it so realistically? Where do you
I,
get this material from?
honestly, I wouldn't know what else to do. I think this is just something that comes a little more naturally.
Uh-huh.
I don't thank my family for being absolutely real in front of me. I don't know. I guess good people around you, good
True.
team, that helps.
No, I was emphasizing on the aesthetic of it.
Aesthetic.
Does work require there to be able to nourish yourself as someone, as a maker, as a visualizer, as a narrator?
Yeah, I read this book long time ago by Billy Wilder, where he said you have to ask yourself the two questions: what does it look like, and what does it feel like? And I remember during Kapoor and Sons, those were the two questions I would ask myself before I'd go shoot. So if you keep asking yourself those two things, then you try get closer to that aesthetic or that kind of feeling.
And I want to know this from three of you. What is your personal view, and how do you see modern relationships getting perhaps more complicated, complex, convoluted? Are we living in an age where relationships are the most complex? What is your take?
I think relationships have been
Complex,
complex from
yeah.
Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had their own share of ups and downs and discussion over the apple and who ate it first and what would happen. I think that's just how we are as people.
Yeah.
I think I see a change in accepting that and showcasing that in our stories,
Yep.
and I think that's a great step.
Aranya?
No, I,
Perfectly
I,
summed it
I think
up,
he
yeah.
said exactly, what we feel in that sense. I think we've always been complicated people. I just think now we're more open to conversations about it. We're more open to watch stories that are talking about it in that sense. So yeah, I guess relationships in that sense the rules are changing more. It's becoming more fluid, but I think people are more accepting of, letting others just be themselves without constantly having to pass a judgment or say anything.
And what was it like to prepare for this one? What kind of work went into that? Getting the performances right, getting the nuances right? Because you have actors who are known for their expertise, their skills, and their mastery. So getting everybody on the same page, coordinating, because acting is all about reacting, but for that you have to listen to each other a lot. And to be able to listen, you got to study a lot. So what was it like?
No, I think it involved a lot of workshopping and a lot of conversations with each other. We had a lot of table reads where all the actors would sit together and, read it together instead of kind of doing it individually, which I think really helped as well. The workshops, we did a lot of trust building exercises. As you said, we listened to one another. We discussed many things even beyond the film, which kind of helped us build that comfort and that natural chemistry with one another. And then honestly, a lot of the nuances that you speak about and the magic just happen on set in that way.
True.
And I think a lot of credit goes to Shakun. Most of the credit goes to Shakun with that, because he kind of just lets his actors be and breathe in that sense. And he's not, he says it himself, he's not married to the dialogues. He kind of likes to take different ideas and points of views and kind of tries to explore and discover how far a scene can go and how far the actors can go in a scene.
Dario, what was it like to work with Deepika and Ananya, beautiful ladies, and of course, beautiful emotions? Siddhant is also alongside. So, what the process was like entirely?
Yes, beautiful.
Please
Shakun, the
appreciate
most
my
beautiful.
beauty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, without that's a given.
Yeah, I had to pinch myself all the time, like because their beauty would just distract me. So I'd be like, pay attention to the scene.
Really?
So that's an effort,
इतना झूठ बोल
constant
रहा है
effort.
Or should I
Otherwise,
take your answer? Or should I take your answer with a pinch of salt?
that's up to you.
Little bit.
Rama.
Shakun, I mean, we know the accolades you got for your previous film, and I still remember what the late Rishi Kapoor said, the veteran actor. I mean, perhaps he had his own apprehensions and doubts, so he was not exactly happy and giddy about it. But later he regretted that. He apologized that as well on the big stage. And then you kind of gel together and deliver a film, the gem of a film that Kapoor and Son was. Having gone through that experience and then getting validation, does that put you in a comfort zone now that you walk into Gehraiyaan?
No, it was just, he was very gracious. He didn't have to apologize or anything. I think when a movie works, you can see that all the efforts have come together. And this was a different experience. It had its own challenges. So I wasn't like, now that Rishi sir has told me I can do, this again. No, that wasn't the part. I think this one again. And I also like genuinely don't want to be known for a director who just keeps taking takes. I'd like to hopefully, get to a place where, but it's always a lot of fun. I mean, we talk about takes, we pull each other's legs. It's always been a lot of fun. As far as the process is fun, everyone has fun, and what you do looks good on the screen. That's all that matters,
No, but honestly, I think we always joke about this take thing. But with Shakun, it honestly feels great because he believes in you and he feels and he knows that you can even go further and you can bring something out that any of us might have not brought out yet.
Yeah.
So that's a great feeling as an actor. If someone wants so much, and then it's always that give and take between an actor and a director. So honestly, I know we joke about it, but it was probably the best thing.
Yeah, every subsequent take, it's not monotonous. It's
something
really
different,
exploring something new. And
yeah.
when your director is so curious, I mean, as actors, and because he's so good to you, and you've been it's such a collaborative process that you want to give it. I mean, you feel like you want to give it all to your director as well. So at no point in time, I mean, everyone jokes about it that so many takes in I mean, but he has a vision and he's just trying to make the best film possible. So all actors are more than happy to cooperate. And
of course, given the subject, given the title, given the so-called Gehraiyaan that we have seen in the trailer and the music, and what the vibe was like on this set. Was it equally serious? Does it have to be?
It was the opposite. Like it's literally the opposite.
I have a feeling what he was saying, if he put out the behind the scene, it looked like we were all in a comedy.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of friends having a great time and laughing, and
we all have kind of similar sense of humor in that sense. We get along about a lot of things. Not just the conversations would revolve a lot about like food and generally about our lives. So we used to have so much fun. Honestly, if you see the outtakes, you guys will have a really fun time.
My last question. Of course, your film is going to bring certain nuances about relationship complexities on the table. It already has. Are you prepared for the kind of discussion that are going to happen? Anyway.
Well, I think conversations are, as far as they're healthy, they are good. I don't think we have, to be honest, try to stir some kind of excessive thing. That's, as I said, that is not the intent. The intent is to make a story engage, and just like Kapoor and Sons, it wasn't meant to make a big thing about sexuality. It was just part of a storytelling. So. No, we hope people have conversation, but they're all good conversations, healthy conversations.
Yeah, it's not about choosing a side or what's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I hope you guys achieve what you want to achieve with this one.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
You.
Thank you so much for your time. All the best.
Bye.
Bye.